Ja.
Teaching a second language is often a difficult task, and one can be left very frustrated if you don't dare to try new things. Here is the story of one teacher who continues to try teaching Afrikaans as a second language to British natives in an all-boys school in Cape Town.
Cool.
I'm Burgert Maree, and I am a teacher at Bishop's, an all-boys school in Cape Town, South Africa, and I teach Afrikaans additional language to boys grades 8 to 12. What you see behind me and what I'm sitting on is what I prefer to now call my desk. It's a lovely couch, and I'm trying something new. I'm trying to see whether leaving a desk out of my classroom makes the environment more fun, more casual, more relaxed, and maybe just contribute to the learning experience. I've been in this process now for 2 weeks, and so far so good, although I must say I do miss my desk in terms of just placing stuff and having somewhere to anchor myself. But then again, I'm moving around more often and helping out boys with their work and just engaging more, and maybe that will pay off. We'll know soon. The Afrikaans department at Bishop's is quite innovative in the way that it approaches additional language learning. There are many obstacles in the process to get boys to understand and to learn an additional language, and especially if the environment is an English one, their home language is English. One really needs to try different things to encourage them to learn the language, to appreciate the language, or at the very, very, very least, not be resistant to it. We have a wonderful team of colleagues at the Afrikaans department, and everybody tries their best to be innovative, tries to think outside of the box, and are willing to try things that haven't been done before. We are often encouraged to just give something a go, and if it doesn't work, we haven't lost anything. At the very least, we know that what we have tried and which doesn't work, we don't have to try again, and we can move on to new and different areas. I have a wonderful head of department, Trudy Hoefnagels, and a colleague with whom I work closely with, Wessel Teron, who I also believe have submitted something for the Microsoft Innovative Teachers project. We have tried to do many different things in the past, and these would include creating a Twitter handle at AFRPRET. And we've created this Twitter handle probably about 3 years ago, and we were struggling to find a purpose for it. Boys are very much on Twitter, and they like the short messaging system that Twitter provides. But we were stuck with how can we use Twitter, and we don't want to be just another voice in the Twitter realm. We wanted to make something of it. And it took about a year or two to develop this, from starting with vocab being retweeted and tests being set at the end of every second week on those words, to what I believe now effectively is probably the best platform that we could have for it. I have Twitter on my phone, and I follow approximately 16 to 20 different platforms of Afrikaans reading, whether it be newspapers, magazines, or some journalists who regularly tweet. I retweet these articles which I find relevant and fun according to 3 different reading abilities: maklik, easy reading; gemiddeld, intermediate reading; and then moeilik, difficult reading ability. We have found that the boys are often keen to read in Afrikaans, but it doesn't help if they start reading an article and by the 4th or 5th sentence realize that it is just way over their head. So we encourage the boys to log onto Twitter and find their reading ability articles, so either maklik, gemiddeld, or moeilik, and then read accordingly. At the very least, we get them to read articles to understand most of it, and they do not get too discouraged in the process. Other fun projects involve combining poems that the boys did as part of their curriculum and combining it with images the boys found on YouTube to create a multimedia poetry experience. The boys especially enjoyed putting together their own news broadcasts with news happening around South Africa and Cape Town, as well as at Bishops.
But I never knew about the little things. Every single day, things get in my way. Someone has to pay for the little things. And I'm through with the stories and I'm sick of my shoes and walking in the talking, it's got nothing to
When you try your best but you don't succeed.
Goeienaand en welkom by Bede. Dis 7 uur en hier is die nuus. In ons hoofstorie vanaand. 39 studente wat deur onderwysers geskort is na die onlangste stakings oor die verbanning van die nuwe seun. Die seuns eis ten minste 'n 22% toename in krag, terwyl die skool is slegs voorberei om aan hulle 10% te gee.
Dit is rassisties.
Die koue front sal oor Mallet beweeg. Dit gaan in die rigting van Burgert, die huis net na Mallet. Dit is bewolk oor Ogilvy as hulle wag om meneer Range te verloor, maar daar is goed sonskyn oorkry in die toekoms. As gevolg van 'n gebrek van belangstelling, die kidhouse weer is onbekend op die oomblik. Dit is 'n goeie dag oor vaanders in skool, maar daar is baie mis rond White House. Bewaarders moet vandag meer waaksaam wees.
Recently, we have logged on to Socrative.com, where you are able to, as a teacher, create many quizzes and then to allow the boys to log onto the platform that you have created and to either test themselves for revision purposes, for consolidation purposes, and to have fun in the process. Socrative.com allows you to create a quiz and then from there onwards decide how you want to distribute it, either by individual assessment or you can create a game out of the whole quiz where boys track their own development against each other and the whole race, whether it's a space race, a rocket ship race, a unicorn race, a bear race, is projected onto the screen in the middle of the classroom. I initially did not think that this would be such a hit. I figured that it would be more suitable to primary school, but the boys love the whole competition element. More ways in which we want to make the language alive, fun and innovative are giving the boys instructions to create plays based on the poems that they have read and that we have discussed in class, and to create scenarios in which they have to write the dialogue, give the dialogue in, it gets corrected, then they go out and film it and they hand it in and we give it a mark, obviously, because everything in schooling for the boys at the very least is marks driven. And we watch all those videos in class and the boys just enjoy laughing at themselves and at others and seeing Afrikaans as an additional language in practice.
Consolidation for writing happens when the boys receive their scripts back after they have written an exam or a test, and then they blog their creative writing pieces onto their own blogs and correct it in the process. And this also then serves as a vault of creative writing pieces that each boy has for his own work over the past 4 years, which he then can study and memorize and give through again at alternative times.
So I guess the question would be, am I an innovative teacher? I surely hope so. I know that I don't like the mundane, everyday stuff. I believe that it is there to give some structure, at the very least, for boys to learn within. But to change things around, to try different things, even if they don't work from the outset, to alter things, to take on new challenges, I just love doing that. It gives me purpose, it makes me excited. I often find that I postpone the actual stuff I should be doing to playing on my laptop, finding different ways for the boys to engage with the content matter and to put it in practice and to test it and to refine it. Do I use Microsoft products in the whole process? I'm pretty sure I do. I wouldn't be able to tell which ones, but I'm pretty sure that there are some Microsoft products that I am using. It doesn't matter to me which product I am using, as long as it helps the boys learn, as long as we have fun in the process. And I do believe that if I am linked up to the Microsoft platform for teachers, for innovative teaching, and get a heads up on what products are available from Microsoft, I would be happy to give it a go, to try it, to refine it, and just to test it out.